But I don't want you to come as my representative and right away say, hey, Islam is not so peaceful.
Stop. Did I say that?
That's what we read.
Oh! Did I say?
I heard and you were talking about Elgin, Elgin.
Let's spread this out. I promised you. Go ahead.
Thank you. The bearded Catholic. Thank you.
A little brother.
Joe Walsh is
Only move back. Hey, let him finish. Go ahead.
Joe Walsh started bigotry towards people of your ethnicities and not your religion. Because if you had not told me what your religion is, I wouldn't have known. Okay?
I got it. Keep going.
Joe Walsh did not start this thing. There were people that started this thousands of years ago, and there were people that really perpetrated it in 2001. And I think you all know that. What was said the other day wasn't there. I don't know. What was read, my immediate response was, I sent the headline to a friend of mine and said, boy, all I hope is this doesn't prevent him from becoming elected. Okay? This is something that has to be dealt with. And there's a hatred or people flipping you off your mosque. I'm sorry. Okay? But, you know, that's not going to stop us. Is there no pedophilia? Is there religion whatsoever?
Just to let you know,
That's one thing we did.
my wife is from here. My wife is from here.
I'm an immigrant.
I've been an immigrant too.
Okay.
Yeah, as an immigrant, I've been living in this years. My family is growing up here. Okay? So I know. My people told me I hang out with the white people. More than I hang out with the white people. But to answer the question from the general behind me, our Finos, yeah, I'm the leader of the community. I represent the Shamrock House. One of the big bars. 24,000 personal members up there. That's why I'm here today. I had no reason to come because they were so upset that they said, you need to go and say something because I'm the one who's part of the media.
Invite me to come speak.
You can come in, but you know, they don't have to. I can tell you right now.
You say Joe Walsh is coming. Let's see if we can get a few people.
Okay.
Are you open to that?
Yeah.
Let's say that.
Mosque is open for anybody and everybody. The doors are open. Anybody can walk in. We have we have a iftar, fast breaking, with interfaith. We've been doing for that 6 years.
Most religions are interfaith, and most people and most religions are open, God-loving people. Let's go here. Give me the mic. Give me the mic. I don't need it. I need something here.
I think it's great to show for this kind of discussion. I think it's over 15 minutes. You can go on for 10 more hours, and nobody's going to change their opinion. Okay? I've got my opinion. I'm sure it is. Don't guess what it is. Don't feel like getting animosity for opinion. Don't know. And that's like you said. I'm going to go to my neighbors. My neighbors are Buddhists and Muslims, black and white. I go and talk with them. But I'm going to say, you should, in my opinion, limit the discussion. This should have ended 20 minutes ago. This man had a great question. It hasn't been answered yet. I can not have this kind of discussion. I go to my neighbors, my church, or whatever, they have this discussion. We don't know anything.
I listen to the radio, I read the paper, and I
wasn't. My thing,
But it's interpreted as racist.
now, the thing that's doing really good,
I really don't. And I think you should be very careful. And I think it would be good to just say, look, I'm not going to say more slurs or offenses.
I love you, but I disagree with your premise. I'm not making slurs. And it should find the racial comment I've said. I called the president's son, and I was tongue-in-cheek at a fundraiser. I said, son, we're going to pat the president on the head, we're going to send him home and give him a real job for the first time in his life, because I don't believe he was ever qualified to be a president. He wasn't ready to be president. And that's the point I'm making. But if you interpret that as racial, oh my God, is that...
He's a ethnic president, and it's last week.
Can I
ask you to respect it?
Can I criticize it?
You can criticize it, but you don't say that he's not qualified.
No. Can I say, hold on, this is an important point. And I know this is important. Because you and I'm not talking about the economy. Can I say, hold on, that I don't believe President Obama was ever ready to be president? Can I say that?
Yeah, you can say that.
I said it.
But you don't say he's not qualified.
No. What I've said is he's qualified. He's of age. He's qualified. What I've said is he was never ready to be president. Are you okay with me saying that?
You can say that.
Can I say that I believe every day he's in the White House, he destroys what makes this country great? Can I say that?
You can say that.
Okay, that's fine. That's all I do. That's all I do. All right, to your question. Okay, yeah. Hold on, go ahead.
I did have a question on the previous topic, and the reason you said the reason I want to ask is because although people may not change their mind based on the discussion here today, I think that discussion is important. When you talk about it, at least you can go back and reflect on what's happening today, and at least think about it. That's how I think the discussion matters. But in regards to the statement, my concern isn't is the impact after the statement is made. If the statement is made that there is a radical Islam that is fostering around small communities, and it's here within this community, as you stated, the concern is that the community members, maybe not all people here because we're politically aware, and try to be non-judgmental, but other people outside the community, because obviously these people are substantially bigger than the people in this room, look at Islamic communities in a negative way and isolate them and ultimately foster.
Let me ask you a question. If we know the threat is here and it's real, and even though you may not believe it, assume for a moment that the threat is here and it's real, do you want your government not to say anything about that?
I don't know.
Answer that. Should your government, and I represent part of the government, should I not say anything about that threat?
I want the government to say it if they can warrant it clearly with the rest of this community. But that's what I want. If that's the case, that this is happening in this community, as the state has said, then there needs to be warrants behind that claim. Citing the general public or citing a 15% poll that Muslim Americans are
Is it wrong to cite that poll?
I think it's wrong based on the information they're extrapolating from it by saying that some people are a threat to the United States.
Stop. But again, if Pew took a poll, and I'm a Catholic kid, if Pew, and just assume for a moment that you agree with me, they're a reputable polling agency, if Pew took a poll that said that 15% of young Catholic men in this country believe suicide bombing was okay, oh my gosh, I want people to know about that. Right?
I think it's unfortunate that those people believe that.
But should we not talk about it?
Extrapolate the information and say that these 15% show that there's a radicalization and a threat against the United States. That's not the question is asked.
Then let's put a cap on it. Congressman, let me say three things. Take the microphone, John. And you have great points. I'm going now. Three quick things. If we're not going to believe anything anybody in government says about the threat to the security of Americans, then I don't know why we even have discussions like this. So if Eric Holder and Janet Napolitano and President Obama and Joe Walsh, if a lot of people in government say that one of the biggest threats facing Americans right now is this radical strain of Islam here, and nobody believes, then God love you, you're not going to believe. But I'm going to keep saying it because I believe it's a threat. Second thing I'll point out, I meant it about coming to your house. Because I accept that invitation. I mean what I say. 99.99% of Muslim Americans in this country are patriotic, great citizens. There is an evil, and I call it an evil. Anybody that tries to kill me or kill you is evil. And so, yes, I use that word evil. Evil. Can you want me to spell it? E-V-I-L. Evil. And our government needs to protect us against that evil, no matter where it comes from. And usually, when we have town halls, we talk about 100 topics. My fault. That was a weird slide. I would be happy to have a town hall sometime the next week or two just on this issue. Do you know that I've held over 200 town halls? I've probably been asked about this. I've probably been asked 14,000 questions, and maybe 50 people to 100 people have asked me about this. Generally, what everybody asks me about are jobs, the economy, and debt. But because this question came up the other night, and because my friends tried to spread it around the world, it got picked up by everybody. But I will not apologize because I don't believe I said anything wrong. So if you're looking for an apology, you ain't going to get one here. But I would love to keep this dialogue going. Now, let's move to other things. President Obama executive orders. Yes, what we should do is investigate them all and defund them. Don't let him have any money to carry out his executive orders. That's not going to happen.
If the Republicans control the House and the Senate,
He can undo them all. Romney can undo them.
No, Romney and Obama's going to White House. My question is, what can you do? What can the Republican Congress do to stop executive orders?
Simple. The only problem we have is money.
So you can cut it off.
Cut it off.
You can, in other words, if you want to die, you can specifically cut off funding for that job.
Cut off the implementation for what that's about.
Good. That's
Now, we haven't done that before the election because nobody wants to cut. All right, next question. On anything. Give the mic. I can't hear you.
Okay? I listened to me when we talked about balanced budget, the economy, and jobs.
This was
Such a small part of the meeting that it angers me. We spent this whole time talking about this in the meeting when most of us don't believe it's a problem. Okay? It's a misrepresentation, and we're just sucked up by it, and it's making us get emotional, and we're not addressing the problems we need to fix. We've got jobs, the economy, and a budget problem in this country. We're not facing, we're not dealing with it. So what is the media done? They just talk about something that isn't as big a problem as what our other problems are.
Thank you. John, go here in the red. No, this is part of this. When you got somebody like me who's out there all the time and every word gets picked up, anything can happen. Yes, ma'am.
My question basically is, in Washington, it's totally on the general